Hi, this is Dielle, and I wanted to take a moment to talk about something very important, especially to people who are experiencing a Toning for Peace circle for the very first time. There are a lot of different ways to go about toning in a group, and some groups focus on making very harmonious, very beautiful sounds, and that's a great practice and it feels wonderful. There are also approaches that maybe take a little more freestyle approach, and that's very much what I tend to focus on because there's a purpose to it. The purpose being accessing something that we wouldn't otherwise access if we were always just trying to sound good. So what happens occasionally is that when someone comes to a Toning for Peace circle, they will experience this, this group of people making these sounds, and these sounds sometimes clash, and they'll hit up against each other, and they'll be disharmonious and dissonant, and and that's not always the case, but it very often starts that way because everybody's trying to find their equilibrium. They're trying to synchronize and kind of come into synchrony with each other. So there are, some people will make animal noises or screeching noises, and it's all just about, releasing and letting that stuff up and out. And with more experienced groups, there comes this point, this pivotal point, where the toning, every toner begins to listen to every other toner, and that's when things start to become more harmonious and more of a conversation, a play with each other. That state isn't always reached, but more often than not, it does eventually evolve. So the thing to know is, if you are experiencing a toning circle for the first time, and you go and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to block my ears. This is this is painful to me. That is actually a really good place to be in. And I'll tell you the reasons why I believe that. First of all, if we're always in situations where we're comfortable, we're not growing. Okay? When we expose ourselves to things that are different and maybe unfamiliar and uncomfortable, it's more likely that we're going to be able to find ways to adapt within ourselves to integrate this new experience and to come to a place where it doesn't bother you anymore. I mean, when I first started toning, there were times in groups when I felt like I was going to go crazy because, it sounded like noise to me. And I still occasionally will have that sensation, but usually things just don't affect me that way anymore. And I consider myself to be inoculated in a lot of ways from any harmful vibration, or I don't really necessarily think that it can really be harmful, but I know that it's not going to impact me in a negative way, and in fact it becomes this beautiful practice for me of coming into harmony with myself, so much so that no matter what's going on around me, I am okay. And I find ways to begin to harmonize and find the beauty within all the dissonance. And it's such an important thing to be able to experience, that I really do encourage people not to give up if they have a reaction to a toning circle. And it's always okay if it gets too much to just walk away or take a break, but don't give up on it, because if you do keep working with it and keep exploring and experimenting and just letting yourself feel what you feel, you are going to break through these resistances and these plateaus that you might reach along the way. So I hope that's helpful. I'd love to hear about your experiences with toning in groups and how it's gone, positive or negative. And you can post a comment here or just visit me at the website toningforpeace.com. Thank you.